with all the bonuses, I get around 24,000 kron after tax, which I think is roughly 3,000 euros per month.
What's up, guys? You're welcome to the channel. I go by the name Manstivo and I'm based in Denmark. Today, I'll be asking foreigners what they do for a living, how they got their job, how much they earn, and if it's enough to cover their living expenses while living in Denmark. Without much ado, let's get started.
Hi, my name is Alexandru. I'm 27 years old and I'm Romanian.
Yeah, my name is Thomas and I'm from Ghana and I've been in Denmark for 24 years now.
My name is Charles and I'm from Nairobi in Kenya. I've lived in Denmark for roughly 13-14 years.
My name is Festus Mapusasante. I'm from Ghana. I've been in Denmark for 21 years.
What do you do for a living in Denmark?
Well, I work in a warehouse as a robot operator.
How did you find a job and how easy was it?
A very good friend of mine worked there for a long time, so he told me that they need a guy. So I just applied and I had to deal with all the documents and such, but it was very, very easy and very complicated at the same time.
I work as HR administrator at the Ministry of Immigration and Integration. I got a job after applying, after I ended my master's. I applied a little bit, but was within the ministry because that's my interest area, and that's because I've doing my, when I was a student, I've been applying or doing some student jobs within that ministry and also as interpreter. So for me, I think it was quite easy for me to get into that area because I've already had a little bit of experience with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a product designer. So basically I design apps and website based from user research. So basically I do a lot of research, and then from the research, and then I dig into now the design, which is now called the user interface. So that is UX and UI. Okay. Yeah, in the IT, it's a field within IT and digital, which is currently sought in Denmark. Yeah.
How did you get your job and how easy or difficult was it?
I started off by building my own portfolio, an online portfolio, and then I applied for jobs. Luckily, where I was working way back then, that was in IKEA, Sweden. They were in this current phase of digital transformation, and I applied internally because my previous boss kind of like pushed me and said, "Hey, we have like this digital transformation coming along. With your profile, it could be good. You apply," because I had done a previous project, an internal project for them, and then probably I was a candidate. And then I applied, and then before I graduated with my master's, I was already headhunted, and then I worked for IKEA. Yeah, so making the e-commerce website, that was amazing.
I'm a quality manager at a pharmaceutical company right now. I got it through applying like everyone else does, but it was not difficult for me in terms of getting jobs because I always get a interview. I always get a call up when I've sent in applications.
Wow.
And then I think it's mostly because I've been athlete running for Denmark, mainly 100 meters and 60 meters, and I've been competing for Denmark at the European Championships and so on. So it has been easier for me, and almost when I go to the interviews, it has always been like they look forward to have me than to talk about my qualifications. So it has been easier for me.
So how much do you earn, and is it enough to cover your living expenses?
It's depending on the month, I'd say, because it depends how many days you work. And with all the bonuses, I get around 24,000 kron after tax, which I think is roughly 3,000 euros per month. In my case, I think this is enough to cover my living expenses because I live with my friends. But if I was renting something by myself, like a full apartment, or it would have been much more expensive.
I earn quite okay, but working within the state is not that much, so I would not reveal exactly how much. But yeah, I would say that my income is enough to cover my expenditures in this Copenhagen. It can be quite expensive, but living with my wife too, it makes it a lot easier that we can help each other with the cost, with the rents, and with the car and everything like that. And also having a baby girl, it's some extra cost, but we get around.
Okay.
Yeah.
In my field as a product designer or UX designer, it really differs. Either you're a junior, you're a senior, or you just started off. But roughly, if at all, like you have the experience, you can earn roughly anything from 35k Danish crowns up to even 70k. That is roughly depending on your experience and also depending on the sector. It could be government or it could be private. If it's government, then they have like some certain set policies that this is what our designers they earn. But if it's private and depending on your experience and if at all you're really good, then you can actually negotiate yourself to what you feel like actually to what you think your value is.
I earn enough. I earn enough, and I'm satisfied. You can always earn more in this life, but I'm satisfied with what I get, and and it covers my expenses with no doubt. So I'm happy with what I get.
What advice do you have for people looking for a job in Denmark?
Learn the language, and if you come here without knowing any trade at all or without even an education, obviously it will be much more difficult. But I think that if you manage to learn the language, it's a big advantage.
If at all you're looking for a job in Denmark, I think be very open-minded to coming into a new culture, of meeting new people and taking in new ideas. Your ideas do not only matter on the table. Welcome new ideas, and also I think you can also register your CV in a website. I think in my first time I registered my CV in a website called jobindex.dk. They're very good, and you get contacted by headhunters inside, like in the inbox, and then they tell you, hey, we see this job according to your profile. So that is one way. And also, like, if at all you want to sell yourself, make sure you have a LinkedIn profile. Update what you do, your skills, get to know your craft, and don't just write stuff to impress somebody. Make sure you know, because you can be contacted and someone can say, hey, come work for us. But then again, when you get interviewed, you can't do anything. Of course, you'll apply for like, let's say even 200, but you'll be called for an interview for like, let's say plus minus 15, which is also good. But the minute you start building up your portfolio and making sure that you have something tangible that you can have, then you could stand a chance to get maybe a job. I'm talking on my field because it's the IT and digital, but I think in also other fields, LinkedIn, and also like do your due diligence and Google what websites, job searching engines are available in Denmark, and register your CV. And then in that way, you never know. And also be vocal on what you do. If at all you're on X, formerly known as Twitter, your opinions according to your subject experience, go all in, write, talk to people, engage in that way, because most companies, they do like what is it called, social media background research on a candidate. So when you apply on this on such a job, they do a background research. They're like, okay, is this a joker or is this a real person? But when they see you actually active on X and on LinkedIn, you're commenting, whatever you're doing, basically you're active and you know actually your shit, if I can say something like that, then there's a higher chance that you can be contacted.
Okay. What advice do you have for people looking for job in Denmark? Do you have any tips for them they could make use of?
Yeah, well, it's I would say you need to involve yourself in different organizations. Personally, I've been a part of voluntary organizations for so many years, and be part of organization, network with people, and not one important thing is what we do as Africans. We often we are with our own people, but what our advice or give a tip to others that try to be with other nationalities, especially when now you are in Denmark, be with Danes. Be in an organization where there are a lot of Danes, so that you can also network in that way. So I would say networking, being in organizations that could pave a way for you to get to where you want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
If you are in Denmark and you are looking for a job, it's always good to find an organization or a community you are part of, because we are different. We look different from them. It's not our country, so the best way is just to have a community you are part of and help and all that. Just engage yourself and not think about the money to begin with, because it's easier for us to think about the money to begin with because of home. We have to send back home and all that. But being part of a community or organization that helps people, or anything that helps people without really getting anything back, I think it helps. And in terms of when you send applications, you write that in your CV, then they see that okay, you are well integrated in the community, and that makes them open to you to call you up and hear which type of person you are, because we don't have the best reputation as foreigners in Denmark.
Thanks, guys, for watching. If you found this content interesting, kindly give me the thumbs up and drop your comments below. Now, when I go back into my analytics, I see many of you watching yet refusing to subscribe. If you want to help this channel grow, kindly consider subscribing to this channel and share my videos. Catch you in the next one. Peace.